Hello, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a good night. Let me just add some light here. I did cut my hair. You see, I really wish I could keep my hair like straight. I don't use a hair straightener because I know it's bad for you. It's bad for your hair follices. So I don't do that. I live in Arizona. It's really hot out. So that's partially why I trim my hair. But yes, it looks great. It looks great. I'm looking forward to the World Cup coming up. I just want to let everybody know that I'll be live for every knockout game. Um, the group stage, it's like a warm up. It's like an exhibition. They're not do or die when three out of the four teams in the group pretty much advance to the knockout portion, with the exception of like eight third place teams go to the knockouts. Four of them failed to make it to the knockout despite finishing in third. So if you're a half decent team that finishes in third place, um, even if you commit too many mistakes, I mean, you're already through to the knockout. So um, there's a few big group matches I'll be available for. I'll be available, I think, for every Argentina group match because I've ensured that I would be available for every Argentina group match. The first one against Algeria, two of them are prime time. One of them, it's 10 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Argentina are playing pretty much at noon. That's the second game against Austria, I think. So yeah, I'll be alive. The first one I will be alive for is Brazil and Morocco. And let me just say about Brazil and Morocco. Morocco are cheats. They are cheats to the core. They are cheats. No matter what AFCON says, no matter what they say, that by forfeit, Morocco is AFCON champion. Senegal are the AFCON champion. And ironically, I did correctly predict Morocco to win the AFCON. I thought there was no way they're going to let Morocco lose. Very little did I know that they would award the trophy to Morocco despite Senegal winning on the pitch. So, fuck Morocco. I think I can speak for everybody around the world. I mean, Senegal will always be the champions in the hearts of people around the world. So let's go Brazil. Fuck Morocco. They're cheats. The Morocco royal family, the AFCON officials, they got bribed to hand it over to Morocco. So they're cheats. I hope Brazil destroy them, quite frankly. So when Brazil play Morocco, my bet's on Brazil, and let's go Brazil, and let's beat the cheats. All three group match of Argentina, obviously, the goal, his last dance, you got to be there for every game. It doesn't matter if it's not the knockout, it's the group. You never know what you can miss from Lionel Messi. So, quite frankly, I'm watching all the group matches. I have to stock up and for lots of alcohol for the knockout portion of the World Cup. So, I think this is the last drink of alcohol, I think, before the knockout portion of the tournament, because, gotta have all the liquor you can to survive 6 hours of football. And if it wears off after the break, hour and a half in between the matches. So that's a big part of the budgeting. So, right here, this is the last drink, I think, before the knockout. July is my birthday month. That's why I love the World Cup, because July is my birthday month. It's the World Cup. This is the first Summer World Cup in my lifetime where I'm watching every knockout match in the knockout portion. I was able to watch most of every knockout match during the winter. The last time I watched most of the knockout matches in 2018, the summers. 2014, I was lifeguarding. I wasn't watching the Argentina and Germany in 2010. I was watching most of them. Most of them. I forgot what I was doing. I didn't watch the 2010 World Cup final, but anyway, here we are. World Cup is here, and 5 straight days of three World Cup knockout matches. All I have to say to Gianni Infantino, these better be good games. These better not be boring one-sided matches. If you're gonna justify 48 team tournament and you have the gall to say we want a 64 team tournament, these matches better be top notch. This round of 32, I just don't know yet. I just don't know if they're going to be good games. Some of them could be good matchups. For example, if Argentina play Uruguay, that'll be a very, very good game. There's no Luis Suarez, but Uruguay are a very stingy team. Their long term manager, I don't know if he's still there. I should know his name. I forgot his name, but you know who I'm talking about. But some round of 32 matches will be one sided. Do you really think I'm going to watch Uzbekistan and Portugal, Germany, Curacao? I mean, those are one sided. I mean, there are going to be some very, very bad one sided matches during this group stage, and potentially the round of 32 may have some one sided games. I am excited. I'm sad that Italia is not in the World Cup. I'm excited for Team USA in Canada and Mexico. I got no hate for Mexico. I got none for Canada. They're our neighbors. I'm not that kind of maggot, lunatic, asshole, exceptionist American that never travels the world and they think, oh, because we're America, we're better than you. They start being an asshole towards Canadians and Mexicans. The racist MAGA, well, yeah, they're going to hate Mexico, but I just think USA and Canada and Mexico winning their friendlies. I just think that's a sign that all three of them are gonna have a very very big tournament and potentially, hopefully, maybe, hopefully all. Canada still have to get through Switzerland. I mean, Switzerland are good, Granite Xhaka, what have you. Uh, they got to get through Switzerland, Canada. So I don't think Qatar are any good from what I've seen for the 2022 World Cup. But Team USA, Mexico, if they can win the round of 32, maybe the round of 16, I mean, these are the kind of storylines that make the World Cup compelling. If we can't have Italia winning in the knockout and being the top storyline, then this is where you got to see definitely Team USA, Mexico advancing in the knockout portion, and possibly Canada as well. We cannot forget Canada because they made it to the semifinal of the Copa America and they didn't actually play very bad at all against Argentina, quite frankly. They played with a lot of respect and dignity. So can't overshadow Canada. Jonathan David sucks, though. He sucks for Juventus. I know he did well for Lille. There's Alfonso Davies. But usually host teams have very big tournaments, and Russia made it to the quarterfinal. A Muslim nation made it at the Muslim World at Qatar. It was Morocco. You name it. Brazil made it to semifinal. Their only semifinal since 2002 was when they hosted the World Cup. South Korea made it to the semifinal in 2002, and it was Korea and Japan that hosted the tournament. So host countries, I mean, host teams, I mean, they almost always do very good at the tournament. That's another reason that makes this World Cup scripted is the host countries. They all have big tournaments, and the people are there. They're spending the money. They're hosting it. They're traveling, and just more people tuning into the World Cup and buying and watching on TV. It helps the host country pay for hosting the tournament. So that's probably another reason why the host teams do very well at the World Cup. But yeah, Yamal's not fully fit, and Portugal winning their group. Spain, they're not going to make the final with Yamal injured. I'd put in a bet on Argentina, um, England exacta. I mean, not a whole lot because I don't know if England's going to win the group or not. I think Croatia going to put up a great fight, but I think it's pretty much if England win their group, they Argentina play England in the semifinal. If Croatia win the group and England finish runner up, you never know. It's the World Cup. Argentina play England in the final. That's just my 10 cents as far as England goes. And if England goes far in the tournament, then Harry Kane's going to wrap up the Ballon d'Or, and I believe Lionel Messi should be awarded a Ballon d'Or. But Lionel Messi himself said that I'm not interested in being awarded any more Ballon d'Or. So that's what could help Harry Kane win the award. So if Messi doesn't want to accept the award, then Harry Kane is going to get it. For both elite club and country, Harry Kane is the best. If we go off of best player in the world in winning the World Cup, then it's Lionel Messi. He's not won the Golden Boot. I think that's why Messi has to win it. I just believe that against Jordan, the goal is going to come from a brace or a hat trick against the weakest team, and I think it's Jordan. I don't think it matters if Argentina win their group after winning the first two games. I just think that it's America. It's people are paying the price to watch Messi, and so Messi's gonna play either way. Who knows if coach takes him out halfway through halftime against Jordan because we want to rest up Messi for the knockout? So that's possible too. The World Cup is bound to produce some surprises where the team finishes runner up. I mean, Roberto Rubbish Martinez. If Portugal don't want the smoke of losing against Goat Messi, they're going to find a way to throw the game against Colombia. Because basically, if it's already written for Messi to win, Portugal going to throw the match against Colombia and try to avoid playing against Messi. Unless if the call comes directly from Gianni Infantino, if he says, boys, we want Portugal Argentina, we want the megastar ratings matchup in the quarterfinal, then it is Gianni Infantino's orders. Argentina going for the repeat against a Portuguese team that is more stacked than Argentina. They've got three or four guys that have won back to back Champions League on PSG. Mendes and Fatinha and the other midfielder, Jao Neves. You see, Portugal is stacked. There's no Bruno Fernandes tied the assist record in the Premier League. Okay, Ronaldo has a stacked Portuguese team. Gonzalo Ramos off the bench. That's another good player on PSG. Exactly. We get the point. That's a good point too. When Portugal lose with this insanely stacked Portugal team, it's going to end every comparison. So-called GOAT debate is over. What the comparison to you can't even compare this guy to Messi when that happened. Roberto Martinez, he's what makes us think he's gonna do it if he fail with Belgium. I don't want anybody to talk about no Mickey Mouse exhibition. You want to talk about exhibition? That is an exhibition. The Nations League is a glorified exhibition. That's all it is. It's not a major international trophy. Okay, Penalton, you want to talk shit about Finalissima, that it's a trophy that was created to add another trophy to Messi's trophy cabinet, then what do you think UEFA Nation League was? The first Nation League final at Portugal, two Nation Leagues to Ronaldo. So are we here saying that Nations League was a Mickey Mouse glorified exhibition created to pad the trophy cabinet of Penalto? You can't have it both ways when you're talking about Finalissima in a derogatory term, but Finalissima existed long before Lionel Messi. Argentina won the Finalissima in 1993, so Finalissima existed before. We Finalissima, we want to have Finalissima. Who's better between the winner of the American Cup and the European Cup? Who's the better between the winner of the Euro and the Copa America? That's not a glorified exhibition. UEFA Nations League, this is glorified exhibition. If we keep it to major international trophies, it's Messi 3, Ronaldo 1. All you people talking shit about Copa America being some Mickey Mouse easy trophy, why do you think Argentina didn't win it in 28 years? If it was so easy to win, you can leave it to a roll of dice. Go straight to a penalty shootout if you don't win in 90 minutes. That's hard. The pressure of winning the penalty shootout, the pressure of you have to win in 90 minutes or else it is a flip of a coin in a penalty shootout. That's what makes Copa America hard to win. So I think I should ask a poll question in the community section of my YouTube channel. Which of the three matches do you think could result in the favorite to win the group fail to win the group? I think American teams did well when America last hosted it at Brazil. So Costa Rica made it to the knockout. Well, who was it? Paraguay? Remember, England and Italia, they failed to make the knockout. Colombia made it to quarterfinal, I think. In it was Chile and Brazil, I remember. I think Colombia made it to quarterfinal because James Rodriguez won the Golden Boot, and I think Colombia they did make it to quarterfinal. I think in 2014. So having that American crowd on your side, especially Uruguay fans, I mean, that could be a game that could see Uruguay beat Spain. That could upset Spain. It can happen, especially if Yamal's not fully fit. They leaked goals against Portugal in the UEFA Nation League. The referee helped Spain win against Germany. I'm not hating on Spain. I'm just saying that Spain is not invincible, and the referee did screw Germany out of the penalty. Because obviously Yamal was baptized by Messi. It was scripted for Yamal to win the Euro 2024. When I made my England prediction for the 2024 Euro, this was before the leak of the baptism of Yamal and Lionel Messi. No matter what, we know Argentina at some point have to play England. I just think the granddaddy of them all, the World Cup final with Diego Maradona smiling and flipping his middle finger off at England from the skies of love. You can't write it any better. If Messi tortures England with their third final loss on the most dagger of all free kicks against Jordan Pickford to be the Michael Jordan of world football, his last kick with Argentina, a legendary free kick goal to win the World Cup final, to hand the Three Lions their third final loss this decade. I'm going Croatia to beat England. King Modric still has it. Modric will be dying. He was suffering under Allegri. He's going to unleash thy beast. You have to play Allegri ball if you're Luka Modric for how many months? 10 months of club football. He just wants to let it out at this point, Luka Modric. Allegri's not the proper guy to maximize the players. Deg says Ghana will be in second. It was a pretty cool Ghana team going up. I mean, they were the stars of Africa. No pun intended. They were literally the Black Stars of Africa. Isn't that what their nickname is? The Black Stars. Quarterfinal. They were putting in, these men were putting in performances. In 2006, you see Ghana, they are a very, very, very good team from Africa. And they will always be a big name to me because they stood out compared to other teams in Africa. Made the quarterfinal 2010. Then that was the end of an era after that. And they played in a group with Portugal, I think, in 2022. No Nigeria, so it's Cote d'Ivoire in Ghana that have to stand out for Africa. Senegal, too. Senegal against Norway. Senegal against France. France are just not going to make it to the final. They won't even make it to the semifinal. They're going to lose. They are very, very stacked. But I remember watching them in the UEFA Euro. Hardly any goals in open play. This is the end of Didier Deschamps. Well, we'll find out when the bracket comes out for the knockout, but don't know yet until we know the setup for the knockout. Got to get through the group first. Yeah, they always like putting Senegal against France. Didn't Senegal play France in 2022? And Senegal eliminated them after they won the World Cup in 2002. 1998, they won. Senegal can be upset. Doesn't matter if it's a Senegal win or a draw. But something has to happen for Senegal. If they got screwed from the AFCON, I think Senegal are going to pull a surprise. It's either, and it complicates things because in this World Cup, if you finish in third, you can still qualify for the knockout. So, Senegal are still going to make it to the knockout. I can see Senegal. They're gonna prove something that we are the champions of Africa. We're playing France, and we're gonna get something out of France. We're the African champion. The AFCON screwed us. It's us against the world. All these Brazil fans, they're so butthurt. I predict Brazil in 2019 because I assume Messi would be done after Copa America 2024. But Messi is the GOAT and he played for Inter Miami. So, of course, Messi's going to play in this World Cup. If Messi still got it, Argentina going to win. Your crap Brazil lost 4-1 in a game in which Messi didn't even play against Brazil. Your qualifiers are a joke. You can lose 4 or 5 matches in qualifier and still qualify for World Cup. Brazil is crap. They're doing nothing. Nothing. They're mediocre. Mediocre midfield. Fine forwards and attackers because it is Brazil. They got to be able to control a game. It ain't got no midfield whatsoever. Oh, the Nazi Elon Musk? Well, let's see. They're all Nazis over there. So, of course, Trump loves South Africa, right? They play Czechia after that. Will not be a bad theory at all. May as well be worth a bet on South Africa if I want to bet on that game. June 18, they open against Mexico. Mexico has to win. It's Estadio Azteca. It's the host. They're going to lose the first game. Then they'll find a way to maybe advance. Nazi Elon Musk will be there rooting for South Africa. You had some South African refugees become American. Selecting trash, washed Neymar. That's playing with one less man. Neymar is washed. He parties, he drinks, he don't take care of himself. He's washed on Santos, not doing anything there. It's a joke. It is a joke. This is it. Neymar just happened to play during the era where Brazil was weaker than previous eras. It's not Neymar's fault, but it is that he's been washed for how many years now? 3? He was pretty much injured during his entire stint at Saudi Arabia. Neymar ain't the main character of the show, I can tell you that. Messi is the GOAT. I'm keeping my eyes on Endrick. This guy is going to be in his prime in 2034. That is when Brazil is going to win the World Cup. I alone know when Brazil is going to win. Hoping and praying is going to do nothing for y'all in the next couple of World Cups, including 2026 and 2030. So I am the only hope and savior of Brazil at this point. Tell it like it fucking is, baby. What makes you think your balls could be fully fit? Healthy enough to give it a go? Spain are cooked. Right there. Yamal's time comes when Spain is hosting the World Cup. That's when star boy Lamine show up. And Spain won't even make the final. I know they will not make the final. It's called gematria. You see, when Spain won it in 2030, they have to be 2-0 in the final. If España is gematria 20, Spain is 1-0 in finals, they got to be 2-0 in finals. Spain is cooked. Who lost their friendly yesterday? Orane. Ronald Koeman, he didn't do shit with these men. Van Dijk is washed. They haven't replaced Wesley Schneider. They haven't replaced Robin. Netherlands are mid. They're mid team. They're mid team. Augusta Simpson said that Portugal and Mexico, but that Portugal is gonna be in the World Cup final. The Simpson predicted Portugal belong in a padded room. Mexico and Portugal played in the Confederation Cup in 2017. When your man on, you get say up big time, Pendu. The Pendu clowns are getting clowned big time. Big time. I predicted the other day. I predicted the Argentina golden generation when they say that Messi will never ever win a trophy for Argentina. He's never going to win the World Cup. He'll be too old to win at 35 years of age. What happened with GOAT Messi? They won. Another one. Another one. Another World Cup. GOAT Messi across the street from Pele's last match after Pele's death. The only one to win back-to-back. GOAT Messi win the next repeat across the street from the last match of Pele's career. A friendly between his two teams, the New York Cosmos and Santos FC. Pele played one half for Santos. He played the other half for New York Cosmos, the old Giant Stadium. It was the old Giant Stadium. They built the new Giant Stadium across the street from the old Giant Stadium. Messi win the next back-to-back across the street from where Pele played his last match. And that's how I knew that there was going to be no World Cup final at Dallas. There was going to be no final at LA. Because so far, why are they putting the final at New Jersey? Logistics nightmare. It's not about logistics. It is about ritual, is what it is about. Ritual. The ritual calls for the World Cup final to be across the street from where Pele last played his last match. Who do you think it's going to be? Lean on Messi. That's the only possible person that it can be. This is easy. This is easy. This is easy. And now Argentina's president is cocking for Israel, the only country to fully support the war against Iran. This is easy. The Zionist cabal run the show. It's Argentina that are fully supporting the war. Everybody is calling it out. We want diplomacy, but you can use our country for the basis. But Portugal is not fully pledging support for the war in Iran, are they? Did you hear a Nazi big tech billionaire autocrat Peter Thiel is going to move his family to Argentina because things are going so bad in America. Let's move our family to Argentina, like all our other fellow Nazis move our families to Argentina. And now this jersey right there, this is simply not about what Argentina is about. It's about Goat Messi. Goat Messi has nothing to do with the history of Argentina, this and that. Who do you think FIFA is gonna read the cup for? Now, what I'm most curious about is how many penalties will Argentina get in this World Cup? Penalty! Penal! FIFA boy! And Argentina won Argentina! The How many penalties for Argentina? They were good calls. They were the right calls. They were obviously penalty for Argentina. The FIFA boy has got the gifts from Infantino. Well, do it with Christmas. You still didn't see Goat Messi magic against France, against Mexico right there, against the Netherlands, the past right there. FIFA boy said, FIFA mastermind Infantino said we're giving 2 penalties to France. FIFA mastermind Infantino say we're going to have the referee play on for 10 extra minutes of stoppage time against the Netherlands. We will not allow Argentina to win in regulation. We're going to risk the entire World Cup for Argentina by having them lose against Saudi Arabia. I don't care about the people who are not picking Argentina. I don't care about the medal. All I'm concerned about is the ritual and the witnessing of football history. Goat Messi, the greatest of all greatest golden generation, is the only thing, the only matter that we should be concerned about. I will never see a golden generation like this ever again. The GOAT of the game of football, winning every Continental and World Cup trophy and a finalissima for 5 glorious years, 60 glorious months after Maradona's death at 60 years of age. The 60 most glorious months for an international football team in the history of the world. Winning all these Copa America and World Cups. Argentina, this isn't the only golden generation in their history. Everyone can bark about Spain in 2008, 2012, the Barcelona players. The Barcelona, he should have played for Barcelona. He should have played for Barcelona. He should have played for Barcelona. But instead, a natural leader, 19-1 life path, Lionel Andres Messi. 19 matches after losing at the Maracana, he wins the World Cup repeat. He entered the 2022 World Cup with 19 previous World Cup matches, and Messi is 19-1 life path in numerology. And now, the final is on the 19th. That's a very, very good point as well. 19, 1 and 9 equals 10. The most ultimate 10 in world football is Lionel Andres Messi. I have the code. The gematria is the code of the Zionist Jews and the Cabal. This is just laughable. 165 days left in the year after July 19th. Only you can choose to make it to be harder than it has to be. How can you be worried about Brazil? They're garbage. They're garbage. Ancelotti's not going to allow Brazil to win two more than Italia. Dude, Ancelotti's Italian agent. He's going to sabotage the World Cup for Brazil. Anyways, they're complete dog shit. Anyways, have you seen Brazil during the qualifier? They're garbage. They have nobody who can play on the 2002 team. Brazil are just an ordinary team. These European club youth institutions coach away flair. The Brazil players, they get snatched up by the youth team of a European club, and they don't teach flair at all in these particular institutions. There are systemic issues for why Brazil are not the same as they were in the past, in the same manner as Italia. Now, Italia is the extreme, but Brazil players are instructed to play within the system to alleviate risk of losing, because they've been brought up to play under what European coaches believe should be the case. Youth coaches progress their career by winning at the detriment of player development. I think Spain gets it all right, honestly. I think Spain gets it all right. If Brazil wants to go back to the Samba ways, I think they should youth development under a Brazilian team. I still don't think Tite deserved it. They just couldn't find the back of the net against Belgium in 2018, and I think they were. I have to see the box score for Brazil, Croatia, but Croatia were better than Brazil. Croatia made it to the. I hate to bring up Mickey Mouse glorified exhibition tournament, but that is what the UEFA Nation League is. That's what the UEFA Nation League is. By the way, I hope you like everything I have to say, every topic, even if you disagree, if you agree, even if you disagree, that I've got my own takes. And, Christina cried out at lunatics. I cannot wait to be here live with the Penaldins flooding my stream when it's Argentina and Portugal. That's real pressure right there. That I'm born to handle the pressure. But when we beat Portugal, I'll come out with the video. Payne went straight to Pendu and Christina crying out the fans. It can't come after the World Cup. I want to wait till we lift the trophy to do the video, but the World Cup victory should be about Argentina and not about Argentina's enemies. So I'll do the Payne went straight to Pinaldo in Portugal on the night that it's the kiss of death. Because the 19th of July must only be about Messi and the greatest golden generation ever. Okay, you butthurt Brazilian people talking crap about Argentina. Payne went straight to Brazil, too. You're going to walk the plank, too, when Brazil gets out of the World Cup. But then you'll hate me, you'll curse me, and you'll kiss my ass, and you'll kiss my cheeks and everything for 2034. You'll love me in 2034. King David says, any sport you can bet on, it doesn't matter if it's professional, college is rigged. I agree. I agree. Oh, the sorry ass losers calling Messi FIFA boy, and it's rigged. By that logic, all of Messi's second place finishes were scripted. Messi was ordered to sail the ball over the goalpost at MetLife in 2016 at the very same stadium. Gold Messi completes the entirety of football that Pele has completed with a passing. There's no way he would sky it that high like that. I thought Messi was a great actor. Now, why did he cry? He knew he was under the operation of the cabal. It wasn't about the act of losing and coming up short. He was crying massively because he knew that it wasn't real. He was ordered to perform an act because the ritual said that Messi was not allowed to win until Maradona gave himself up. Maradona was immortal when he was living, so Maradona sacrificed. Then Maradona lives inside Messi, reincarnated, and then you get something far greater than the cult. This is who Lionel Messi is. Yeah, King David. I was rooting for Arsenal, but my bet was on PSG because I understood the ritual of the 56-year anniversary of the PSG Foundation on the UEFA Super Cup. Uh, if you tell that to anybody, they're gonna think you're crazy or whatever. But we understood it was never going to be Arsenal, even if after they scored, even after they were winning at halftime. It was never going to be Arsenal. Yeah, he ritualistically sacrificed himself because Maradona, as long as he was living, he was going to be God. As long as he was living, and he was never going to continue to live. He was no longer God, and he was being surpassed. You can blame and prosecute the doctor, but I think we understand the real ritual of Diego Armando Maradona, a great player who I did not have the pleasure of watching. It's kind of like missing out on Pele and Michael Jordan. I missed out on Michael Jordan. I missed out on Pele. I missed out on Maradona. It would have been, you watch the highlights, but to see them live would be a whole different kind of animal. Messi revenge against Germany. Now, why didn't we see Messi revenge against Germany in 2022? Because that wasn't the final act. Because we are going to see it in 2026 because it has been written to happen, but 2022 happened too early. So we must wait for 2026, and he does get the revenge against Germany en route to the back to back. Who cares if it's in the final or not? At some point in the knockout, Argentina beat Germany. Don't Messi surpass German Miroslav Klose to be the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history, and Messi go on to beat Germany at some point in the knockout. Germany are mid nowadays. Germany are not the past Germany. They are an ordinary team. Football is catching up to the Brazil and the Italia and the Germany. There's no way to know until the end of the group. Then we know the setup of the bracket. But after the last set of group matches, I'll put out my the knockout prediction for the World Cup. But we first have to get through the group stage until we know the final setup for the knockout portion of the World Cup. Then I'll get into it a little bit more into detail. He really cares about the insignificant details. The only significant detail is the champion. The only thing people remember is the champion. That is it. That is it. It will be Argentina. No, you don't have to worry about that because Pinotto has zero chance. And you have a clown of a manager who's just a yes man who failed with De Bruyne. He failed with Mertens. He failed with Lukaku. He failed with Aiden Hazard. He failed with Toby Alderweireld. He failed with Vince Kompany. He failed. This clown could score a goal in 120 minutes against France. 0-goal open play with Portugal against France. You lost because your manager is a scrub. Argentina have an elite tactician, Nando Scaloni. You lost because you're Roberto Rubbish Martinez, and Ronaldo did not want to bring Jose Mourinho to Portugal. Ronaldo wanted a yes man. He didn't want a guy who would challenge him. You need to be challenged as a great. You need a manager who will challenge you. Roberto Rubbish Martinez is not a challenger. Roberto Rubbish Martinez is not an elite manager. He's a yes man. Sometime after 2034, that's what. Sometime after 2034, the history of the World Cup lives on. History of the World Cup lives on. Sorry to the Pendu 7 Nation. Argentina win all 7 semifinals. Argentina's 7th quarterfinal victory. Argentina's 7th final. Pendu. He's finished. He's already making excuses. Whoa. Argentina won previous World Cup about this and that. Oh my God, making excuses. He's turned into a little beta weakling. He's full of the excuses. Pendu. The other guys who are talking about this cycle, it's like, holy moly. My finding was the 4th title at the USA for Brazil. 4th title, Argentina. I don't think so. I don't think you're going to pass Brazil. Sorry. I don't think you're going to pass Brazil. Unless God blesses you with somebody who's greater than Maradona and Messi. Oh, man. But the GOAT of the world has Italian blood. Forza, Cucatini, Forza, Maradona. His mom is from Italia. The GOAT of football has Italian blood in their veins. That is a fact. Many great Brazilian players have Italian blood in their veins too. Argentina get the 4, Brazil get the 6, 2034. My 2 eye sockets are eyeballing Hendrick for years to come. I will take great interest in observing and looking at his career ahead. Looks like Gabriel could be too old for 2034. Of course, center back for Arsenal, he's near 30 years of age. But the great ones always come back. I don't have any doubt that Brazil is going to win a World Cup in the future. I have no doubt that I will see Italia win the World Cup at some point before the end of my life. I saw them win the World Cup. I saw them win the Euro. We had the Renaissance in the 1500s. Next Renaissance for football, it is inevitable. Big ball of tea still going strong. I don't drink every night. 1 or 2 times a week. A big ball of tea still going strong. I think this was Cabernet. I get a red blend here. I'm supposed to be stocking up right now. But not tonight. Guess the World Cup is coming up. A matter of days now. But the quick timeout, intermission, the 30 seconds. This is in 3 minutes. I'll be back. How early did we all wake up for the Argentina Saudi Arabia? I woke up at 2 o'clock for Argentina in Saudi Arabia, and that was out of this world. All power to you, because alcohol ages you. That's why I always leave 2 or 3 days. So, that's when the alcohol fully is out of your system, and that's good for keeping your skin looking young. I have other ways of, I know a lot of olive oil is fraud and counterfeit, so I know the good stuff. That's real olive oil and not the counterfeit stuff with the canola and all that. Yep, I have a ritual of rubbing olive oil on my skin every night before I go to bed. Um, I only do organic wine. It's got 90% resveratrol compounds that are great for anti-inflammation, good for skin collagen recovery. Yeah, normally when I drink the alcohol, I usually I I have water with me, but I think the discussion is going so great that I just have to continue, and I'm in the groove. There's a lot of excitement with the World Cup coming up. And the fact that I'm 58 minutes in and I technically should be going to bed right now, but the World Cup is coming up and the excitement is there, and we get closer and closer to the quarter, to the round of 16, the semifinal. Argentina's there. This is the most historic golden generation that I, quite frankly, Messi is going to surpass his Barcelona teammates. That it was mostly Barcelona players on that Spain teams. Your Busquets, your Puyol, your um, Iniesta, Xavi. I mean, 28 to 2012. Sure, you had Casillas, you had Sergio Ramos, your Real Madrid, Xavi Alonso, but it was mostly Barcelona on that team. It was these Barcelona teammates of Lionel Messi that were getting the international glory. And they had their own unprecedented Continental, World Cup, and Continental. Now, the Continental, World Cup Continental has been achieved by Goat Messi, as I correctly predict before 2021 Copa America. But now we need to go a step further. We need to back to back to back to back. Continental World Cup, Continental, no. Continental World Cup, Continental World Cup. That is unprecedented in world football history. You think when you're an old man and you're a grandpa and you telling your grandkids that I was here to witness the most invincible of all invincible golden generation. And quite frankly, we come from the age where we can have the full match of every match on YouTube, whatever, available to see the magical, glorious moments that made Argentina stand out. The greatest golden generation in world football, 2021 to 2026 Argentina. The invincible Messiah never ever loses again with Argentina. Even when Messi was out for the extra time in the majority of the second half against Colombia in the Copa America final. That would put Argentina to the test. And oh boy, did Argentina show that they are a superb team even without Lionel Andres Messi on the pitch. He tried to battle through the injury. He was running back. It wasn't even a challenge or anything, just simply running back, transition from a lost possession. Lionel Messi knew he could not continue in the Copa America final against a Colombia that was 28 matches unbeaten. Messi did not play against Brazil at Brazil. Argentina still won 4-1. Messi does not score in some matches in Copa America. Argentina still find a way with Lautaro Martinez, the Capricorn, the leading goal scorer in the Serie A, Lautaro Martinez. Now it's interesting with Lautaro Martinez. Messi wins everything at Barca, but he always finished runner-up with Argentina before Maradona's death. Lautaro Martinez is the opposite. He wins everything with Argentina. Copa America, Finalissima, World Cup. But with Inter, Forza by Inter Milan, by the way. But with Inter, he loses every European final. He lost the 2020 Europa against Sevilla. He lost the Champions League final to Manchester City. He lost the Champions League final against PSG. We see the world of polar opposites with Lionel Messi. Lautaro Martinez is living it. He wins every final with Gold Messi, Argentina Golden Generation. But with Inter, he's lost every major European final, Europa, Champions League. Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez. This is a very dangerous front line for Argentina. Argentina's fullbacks don't push up very strongly like Nuno Mendes on PSG, for example. I think the number one thing that Argentinians must work on is securing the victory in 90 minutes. Two late goals by the Netherlands, the second half defense against France, Argentina are both Spanish and Italian. Where's that portion of the Italian blood of Catenaccio? Number one improvement I want to see for this Argentina team in the World Cup is don't allow extra time. Secure the victory in 90 minutes. They did it against the Socceroos of Australia, but most of all, it was lack of clinical defense. At Qatar, to finish a match in the 90-minute stage. The best part about winning championships is you're not always at your best. You always must find ways to improve. I think for Argentina, it's avoiding that extra time with Lionel Messi at 39 years of age. Nicolas Otamendi as a late substitution, full motor, 110%, well fresh, still has it with Benfica, Romero, Lisandro, Nicolas Otamendi can be a finisher to not allow the match to go to extra time. There still is a role for Nicolas Otamendi. That exact reason right there, that exact improvement is there's no extra time. You're not going to have a sniff on this team in 90 minutes. I love Nicolas Otamendi's story. He doesn't have to start for Argentina like he started in 2022. I think our defensive versatility, we can make impact subs on defense. As leader, who's been through it all, who was a he was capped by manager Diego Armando Maradona. Nicolas Otamendi has a very special place on this team. And I'm not just talking about the clinching penalty kick against Ecuador that helped advance Argentina to the last Copa America. So, my thoughts on improvement for this Argentina, it includes the past Copa America where you really should have beaten Ecuador in 90 minutes. That's my biggest thing of improvement for this Argentina team is late late game defense. You've got the keeper. You've got Emiliano Martinez. Other than that, I've got no other qualms at all. Just avoiding an extra time that we saw with Netherlands and France. Messi doesn't have to play extra time. He's that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. I 100% believe that's what's going to happen. He will be utilized. He will be load managed, and that involves not having the match go to extra time. If Argentina have to play Uruguay, they will have to suffer a lot. Suffering is a part of Argentina. The final losses, the here we go again moments. that we saw with Messi missing the penalty against Ecuador, that we saw with the free kick by Cook Miners, Leg Horse, equalize. As far as technology inside the balls, there have to be moments where it's controlled, I think, where the ball is not supposed to be a goal, but it somehow hits off the post and it's kind of magnetically attracted to the post. I guess we need a physicist to find out for sure. It's a perfect shot. Ordinarily, it goes in, but it hits the post. The team survives and they move on. I think that's what you're talking about. NBA, they use magnets all the time. All the time. So why not in football? They probably do have the technology. How did it script for Colo Milani to hit off of Emiliano Martinez's foot? Dex, I think that is a perfect case example with the technology in mind. You should probably watch again the entire match of PSG and Dortmund, and if we see anything irregular, whatever. What other hitting off the post moments that changed the history of football? Imagine a pendu hit the post against Argentina. A FIFA moment, Bontano, he's got the technology inside the ball. These pendus, they belong in a padded room after July the 11th, assuming Portugal wins the group and Argentina wins the group. July 11th is a day where they can shove it up their ass and they can shut the fuck up for eternity. You had your chance and you bottled it. It's very important to not take away the accomplishments of Christina Cainata's career, but the fanboys is where it's really, that's where the tension comes from. They're obnoxious. They're going through mental health crises for 3 years. They are having hard time to cope. They're inferior. I can't wait till Diego Maradona curses every Pendu fan from above. That's the best part. The best part would be what would have happened if Diego Maradona was alive, coked up at the stadium, flipping off Pendu fans and say, "Look at you for you, Brits." You know, we have this moment. What if Maradona was still here? What if Maradona was still here to see that? You know, you know, you know. This guy was such. He was dancing with the African fans and all that in 2018. I mean, Diego motherfucking Armando Maradona. This guy's a real life G if there was one. This guy at the World Cup in 2018. This motherfucker right there. this guy was so fucking epic in 2018. This guy's a motherfucking G. Well, he criticized Messi for being soft, from what I remember. There's got to be a leader. You got to be that. But you see Messi after the Netherlands match, he was letting them hear it. Like you motherfucker, get out of my fucking sight. What do you call white horse, whatever? Like, you stupid one or whatever. What do you say? I, right there, they were like, he's turned into Maradona. He's turned into Maradona when that happened. He turned into Maradona. All these crybaby Pendu fans. Every one of them. Every one of them. There's always a story written in football. Pele won the repeat. It's been destined for GOAT Messi to win the repeat. It's been destined for him to do what Pele has done. It's not that difficult. All these scared people, okay, come flooding here by live Argentina, Portugal, assuming Portugal win the group. Again, nothing is promised. If Portugal don't somehow win their group, they understand very well the final script in avoiding the inevitable humiliation. That is possible. It just depends on if the final call comes from Infantino. Again, it could be a satanic ritual to sacrifice the Pendu fans who, full of hubris, thinking, "Oh, let Pendus walk up." It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Well, will Messi win at 39 but Pendu wins at 41? That doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. You can't have Pendu win his World Cup at 41 and Messi at 35. That does not compute. You're using an ageist argument against Lionel Messi. You cannot have that happen. That's exactly why he never ever supposed to win. It's not just the ageist argument, though. It's just the fact that Messi does what Pele did. The repeat, a gusty from Pele's last match with the Cosmos and the Santos too. One half for each team. We're days away. We're days away. You're almost there to the World Cup in a week. Thursday, Mexico, South Africa at the Azteca. Nazi Elon Musk team. Let's go, Mexico. Don't bottle it, Mexico. South Africa put a strong performance in 2010, from what I remember. What's if USA loses against Paraguay? I'm not one of them ass clowns who think USA are going to challenge for the World Cup in 20 years. It's not. It's not happening. I'm rooting for Team USA, but not everyone. You see, Charles Barkley was like, "We're going to serve the Netherlands a can of whip ass in 2022." Well, you see how much America knows about football. I knew the Netherlands would beat us in 2022. I knew they would. They have Denzel Dumfries. They have, Van Dijk. He wasn't washed up there. I mean, come on. I mean, who is America going to face off in this World Cup? I don't know yet. I don't know. It depends on who wins the group. We'll finish in third place. We don't know yet. That's the thing. Hopefully, we beat Turkey for the group. Pulisic just scored for me. He didn't score for Milan. He scored for Team USA in the friendly. Pulisic is a passenger for Milan, but he is overrated. He doesn't play great football for 365 days a year. He's just saving energy for the World Cup, and he purposely played bad for Milan, and they missed Champions League. So Pulisic is garbage. He's overrated. Let's not glaze this guy just because he scores 4 or 5 goals and leads USA to round of 16 or quarterfinal. Let's not glaze Pulisic. I am a Juventino, and McKennie has done well for the club. American players should never be the best player on Juventus. That's why the team is very bad. Mexico versus South Africa could be a draw. No, 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 no. I'll give you props. I'll shout you out if Mexico South Africa ends 1-1 and they're booing. They're chanting "Puto" at their own team when they're kicking the goal kick. They chant the "Puto," the fag when the opposition kicks the corner kick. Canada, Team USA, are they all? I mean, Bosnia is very tough. Paraguay, I think USA played in the. We dropped points against them because of a stupid red card by Timothy Weah in the Copa America, if my memory serves me correct. I still have to buy a Team USA jersey. I need one. USA Copa America. They got grouped, remember? They got grouped. Oh, they're grouped again. Pulisic hasn't scored a goal for Milan since 2025. It's gonna go back. Pochettino's waiting for his next job. If you, man, get grouped, you're a disgrace. I'll boo and I'll hiss you, okay? USA has no fans. I'm gonna boo and hiss you, man, if Donald Trump jinxes you. Donald Trump is the ultimate jinx. Now let's talk about empty stadiums. FIFA is completely outrageous. Americans can't afford this when their gas prices because of little Zionist Jew, little puppet Donald Trump fucking fighting the wars for Israel, okay? As we talked about before with Argentina, that they're praising the regime. They're praising the regime, the genocidal apartheid state of Israel. Israel. By the way, I'm rooting for the team in my country that had nothing to do with the geopolitics of the war, but I hope Iran gets some wins and some results. So I'm rooting for Iran to do well in the World Cup. I am, because we attacked them. They sought peace late February. Felon rapist pedophile 47 is just a tool of Netanyahu, and his daughter married to a Jew, and she's a Jew. So they sold out to the Jews and they sold out to the Zionist cabal. We're talking about Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner, you see, okay. To Donald Trump's eyes, Americans are just little dumb goyim gonna serve the Jew, okay? We're all rooting for the best football story, the greatest of all greatest, golden generation, GOAT Messi. That is my main uh, concern. Unfortunately, the Argentina president wants to appease a genocidal apartheid state, but that they may be selling their soul for that to happen, you know. The Zionist cabal, they threw out Thomas Massey. He's against war, he's for Constitution. Nobody's ever heard of the APAC bought primary challenger. They threw out Thomas Massey. The Zionist Jews at AIPAC date. They threw out Thomas Massey, despite the fact that he's very popular among conservatives. Will we play Portugal? It is written and inevitable for the quarterfinal. This is going to look. I'm a big time Trump hater. Anybody who is a good human being has a good moral code who was not living in Iraq from 2016 to 2020. He even admitted June 2024, I don't care about you, I just want your vote. Yes, he did say that. He did say that. It's not all the president's fault that tickets are going unsold. That lies on Gianni Infantino and FIFA. Some corporation is going to buy these seats. Some corporate buyer. Americans are suffering because of these oil prices from this war of aggression against Iran. Well, surprised me to see the referees be biased against Iraq and against Iran. He's the worst. Boggles me that a third of this country believes everything he fucking does. They're in a cult. They're mostly obsessed about demographic change. We're all part of the same human race. Okay? If some alien civilization came and tried to exterminate us, okay, race would not be an issue anymore. You know, the only thing that would be of concern is the human race. That'd be a perfect example. But washed up boomers, racists, clinging to the past, they won't be here 30 years from now. Sheikh Ugur of the Young Turks, liberal, left wing talk show host, got banned from the United Kingdom because he spoke out against Israel. I'm not making this stuff up. He was interviewed by Great Britain Today or something like that. They're banning Sheikh Ugur because he's speaking the truth about genocide against Palestinians. About the fact that this is a mitigated war of aggression against the sovereign state of Iran. Now, you're about to ask me, well, didn't your Congress today vote that the war will not continue? Well, he may act outside of the Congress. Look at these Trump losers. Same white supremacists who vote for Trump, they're talking shit about the Jews. But Donald Trump is a tool of the Jews. He serves Israel more than America. He's a foreign agent. He should be under arrest. He should be thrown in a jail cell, quite frankly. The ICC, the International Criminal Court, he committed genocide. Independent Commission of the United Nations says, Israel, you're committing genocide against Palestine. Those who say they're Jewish but not But the synagogue of Satan, as Jesus said, and quote, Antichrist is Rothschild international bankers in Israel. The only thing Argentina got out of this, the Argentina national team, is influenced by the actions of their president in support of the genocidal apartheid state. The players had nothing to do with it. The coaches had nothing to do with it. But the Argentina president, he's already influencing to get the refs for Argentina. The best scenario for this World Cup is Argentina scored open play. They don't need no penalty. They don't need no penalty. Who's gonna win this with a smaller chances of the one? You gotta pay attention to who rules the planet. Who's gained themselves favor by praising the actions of the people who rule the world. Donald Trump is an antichrist, but he's not the main antichrist. He's just a puppet. Remember, he's just a puppet. He is not the main ruler. He is a puppet of his masters, the Zionist Jew cabal of the Rothschild bankers. The Zionist Jew international bankers who've made trillions through funding both sides of war for 300 years, they rule the world. Donald Trump got bailed out from his failed Taj Mahal casinos by Anna Rothschild and Company. Rothschild. But these Trump codists, that does not concern them. Who the hell is the guy who beat Thomas Massey? Have you even heard of the guy? We know who Thomas Massey is. He's very popular among Republican circles. I am against what Republicans are for benefiting billionaires, but Thomas Massey is against war and he's for the Constitution. And people in Kentucky like Thomas Massey. So was the election rigged by the voting machines? Yes. Primary was rigged by the voting machines. These vote counting computers, thank you for that. Vote counting computers. This is what he said. The election was rigged for Trump so he could stage war for Netanyahu in Israel. These upcoming elections might be rigged by Elon Musk. They already rigged the primary in Kentucky. These are who rule the world. You're not allowed to criticize these people. Jay Coker criticized Israel. He's banned from traveling to the UK. He's banned from going to the UK. Now look up Chen Coker banned from the UK. They're desperate at this point. They're desperate. They are desperate. At least, hopefully, Gen Z waking up. Israel's a murderous genocidal. And the best part is that not every Jew is for wiping out the Palestinians. The ultra-Orthodox Jews are against the establishment of a Zionist state in the first place. That's what they don't tell you in the media. They only believe the Messiah should deliver Israel back to the Jews. It should not be a man-made secular state. Now, media wants to shut up about that, and they don't want to show the viewpoints of the scholarly Jews out there who believe that only the Messiah should deliver Israel back to the Jews. That's what we're talking about. Hopefully, they'll be sent to the lake of fire someday. Hopefully, because these people are fucking evil. They're killing school children. They're wiping out infrastructure. And then Donald Trump was only interested in I'm gonna have some hotels, whatever. Oh, you're a land developer in my administration. You'll get a kickback from that, and we good. Well, but they label the brown people as savages. That's the irony. They are the savages. They are. Palestinians welcomed Jews with open arms in 1948. You dealt with the aftermath of the war. We feel bad for you. We're going to welcome you with open arms. Well, how are these Palestinians treated? The locks of their homes were changed. They're kicked out of their homes by the same very people that they welcome with open arms. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Palestine forever! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Forever! Your creator will give you eternal justice. If they want to believe in karma, you better believe that the Palestinian got kicked out of their home in this lifetime, they're going to get good karma in the next life. You better believe it. You better believe it. You know it's real. All these sycophants, man, all these sycophants. Why do I get the feeling, though, that it's no coincidence that the United States played Iran in the World Cup before we start a war against Iran? Look at how the matrix is set up. We play Iran in 2022. Pulisic scored against him. He was sent to the hospital because he had an injury or something. And then we go to war with Iran a few years later. I'm just surprised we're not playing on the 4th of July, quite frankly. You see, people, I think, who are 20 to 45, the climate is changing. It's only boomers watching Fox News. Israel, the greatest thing ever. We're going to move on for these fucking useless boomers that shifted the wealth from the working people to the billionaires through the last 50 years. These boomers with their racism keep on voting for these billionaires that keep on fucking in the ass. Private equity is taking over the nursing homes. But all these brown people, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh man, God. These boomers, man. Silent generation carry America. They fell for Bush lies about WMDs in Iran. Excuse me, Iraq. They fell for the lies that they hate us because we wear blue jeans and we have freedom. Oh my God. You wear blue jeans. That's why they hate you. No, they hate you because you keep on intervening in their countries in the overseas. They don't hate you because you're Western and you have freedom. This and that. You wear blue jeans. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Osama bin Laden said that you don't build U.S. military bases in the sacred holy lands. You don't kick feet by the holy lands and build military bases. Even Osama said this. but he's a CIA creation, you see, because he was CIA trained. The Mossad were celebrating the 9/11 attacks. It's like they were overseeing the 9/11 attacks. It's unfortunate that politics has to be a centerpiece of Argentina, but it cannot be overlooked whatsoever. The Argentina president catering to the genocidal apartheid state of Israel. Portugal, they may be hosting them on a military basis, but Portugal still seeks diplomacy. The only difference is Argentina, their government fully supports the war. Yeah, so Zionist Jews rule the world. It's not a conspiracy when Argentina win the World Cup. But fuck Pandu and fuck Penalty fans and fuck him all. You ain't no matter no more. I'm real last T understand how the world runs, and you Pendu fans don't know how the world runs. And that's a difference of IQ. So deal with it. Deal with it, motherfuckers. Deal with it. Amen. Amen. Brazil fans can kiss my ass when we get to 2034. You're not winning. It's time to start walking. You've won every tournament. They slapped around Brazil without Messi, 4-1. It's good to have some swag. It's good to have some confidence entering this World Cup. And you've won everything through the past 4 seasons, through the past 4 years. I don't know this UEFA Nations League victory for Portugal is just such a big psychological operation. It's not a real tournament. I'm 100% right about that. How do you look at the FIFA Club World Cup in Chelsea? How much does this tournament mean? If Chelsea, a Mickey Mouse club, wins a Mickey Mouse glorified competition in the very next club season, Chelsea doesn't even qualify for European competition. That's your world champion. That's your world champion. What a joke. What a joke. PSG retired. They couldn't even bother with the tournament. Spain, that UEFA Nation League didn't matter. They already won it before against Croatia. They assumed they'd be able to compete in a finalissima. Glorified Mickey Mouse competition cannot work. It cannot work. Pendu fan in Portugal. Yay, nothing no more. I am very curious to see what the surprises are. I am. Argentina will win the group. Understand, we will. Although, you never know. We lost against Saudi Arabia. You never know where a surprise can occur at any moment in time. But there are some very key matches in this group stage that can tilt the knockout bracket of the World Cup. Colombia is no joke. Colombia Portugal is a match to look out for. I think Uruguay have a strong chance to get a result against Spain, especially with the injured Lamine Yamal. I think Senegal is motivated. It doesn't matter if AFCON says you're not the champion and Morocco is. I think a good opportunity is for Senegal to get a result in one of these two matches against Norway, against France. Let's say if France finishes third and they make it to the knockout. Now you can justify forcing out Didier Deschamps to start the era of Zizou. You just couldn't kick him out and leave him to the curb because he was doing phenomenal in World Cup for both 2018 and 2024. So what's going to be the act that finally forces Deschamps out that we know we're still elite? It just Zidane hasn't taken any job because he's waiting for the final act that allows him to. He's pretty much waiting to be the successor. Sadio Mane, Senegal, a champion of Africa, against a mediocre France team that scored 0 goals in 120 minutes against Portugal. What did they do against Spain? Senegal gonna beat them. Senegal gonna take it to them. Senegal, Africa, Africa. Deschamps announces departure. Am I reading that correctly? Deschamps already announces departure. It's just it's a lame duck situation. It is. Deschamps announces departure. Is that what you tell me? I don't think you understand. I completely understand that France are talented to win, but the manager, they are failing to get results out of this team. They don't score from open play during the Euro in 2024. I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not gonna forget about the fact that they hardly score any goals in open play in Euro 2024. They're ready to go in a new direction with Zizou. I already predict France to win Euro 2028, but they're going to have a disappointing World Cup. That's what makes the World Cup the World Cup. France are not going to even make the semifinal. That's what makes the World Cup the way it is. Who could see Morocco qualify for semifinal of 2022 or even Croatia over Brazil? We saw two surprise teams make the semifinal of 2022. So we are due to see some surprises. France failed during Euro 2024. They're going to struggle. They have the talent. I'm not disputing that. From a managerial and let's move on in a new direction, they will be moving on from the shots. What if they sit back too deep? What if they don't do enough with the talent that they have in the attack? The pragmatic approach did work in 2018. They won 1-0 against Belgium. It wasn't like a 2-1 open play. But Deschamps' approach did hurt France in 2024. Zidane managed Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano. They could keep some of Deschamps' core foundation, but have a very lightning counterattack. During the Euro of 2028, I will wear my Italian jerseys. Why are you rooting for France? Why are you? I just want to win my bets. I just want to be objective. I don't want to fall for the copium or the opioid of we gotta be tribal. If the winner is gonna win, you may as well make money. Messi owns America. It'll be quite a journey. We have a comment right here. Quasol Quinze 922. I will actually go insane and scream if Messi gets the World Cup boot and wins World Cup in 20. You think Messi will score in the final again and you think we'll go back to back? I really hope we do. I think it has just been written for Messi a Golden Boot award that he should have won in 2022, and the referees and Mbappe steal it from him. Messi's gonna win it. It doesn't matter. A hat trick against Jordan will be sufficient, even if it's a brace. There is no group match you can skip for Argentina when you're witnessing world history right in front of you. When will God Messi surpass Miroslav Klose? We are due for a multiple goal match in the group for Lionel Andres Messi. Day, they are omitting what has actually transpired in real life. The Confederations Cup, the FIFA Confederations Cup of 2017, Portugal played against Mexico. Now, have memories of a goldfish. They're mostly concerned with the recent memory of the recent times. I think I remember watching Confederation Cup. Portugal played Mexico. That was not some Illuminati foreshadowing for the World Cup. Don't make it seem like that's the case. But that's going to help the bookies if you're going off of some crazy shizio theory without any credible substance whatsoever. Look, even if he gets the assist to Lautaro or Alvarez, I don't think it's about goals. I think it's about goal contribution. But I think there's something very ritualistic from Messi that even if he's trying to involve the team and pass the ball, he's going to score goals no matter what. New Jersey's 124. That's Gematria. From a practical standpoint, Messi's going to have goal contributions, not necessarily goals, but he will find a way. He may just very well be Pele in this century. I cannot wait to see what the story, what the chapter book has in store for Gold King El Messias. The United States government sent 40 billion to Argentina. Now, don't think for a second that none of that money is meant to finance Argentina fan travel and tickets to America. That's not a conspiracy theory. These tickets are outrageously expensive, and Argentina's economy is not exactly doing very good right now, is it? They should outrage every American taxpayer. We are giving money to subsidize Argentina Ultras World Cup tickets. You heard that right. We are subsidizing the cost for Argentina fans to come here and have an home atmosphere for Lionel Andres Messi. American taxpayers are footing the bill for Argentina fans to watch Lionel Messi in the World Cup. That is exactly why we sent 40 billion to Argentina. I am a fan of the GOAT. It is unfortunate that politics have intertwined with this World Cup, but we cannot ignore that politics has not been intertwined with the World Cup. Pendu fans will cry. I love that. I will drink their tears. I love it. The Pendu fans don't understand how the world works. They're very mature adults who understand how the world works. The Pendu little kids don't understand how the world works. Well, poke some fun with the little Pendu fans. They don't understand geopolitical politics. That separates the IQ points from a few people out there. Mbappe's gonna flop. I just think it's scripted to where Messi is gonna be like 4 goals ahead of Mbappe, or the 3 or 5 or something like that. Like Mbappe, I just think scripted to the humiliation ritual continues through the World Cup, and it's gonna really make Real Madrid a focus point with Jose Mourinho if Mbappe's not scoring with France. That this is carrying over to the national team of France, and Jose Mourinho must solve it very quickly. I'd like to dig into the all-time results between Senegal and France. Sadio Mane is no joke, too. I I just think the criminal mafia has to repay Senegal in some other way. If you award the AFCON to Morocco, you have to ensure that Senegal is the main centerpiece of attention for their particular World Cup group. That is conspiracy theory, and that is something that I'm willing to navigate and experiment through the group stage. Mbappe will not get a second World Cup. That is great for my Azzurri. Mbappe will not be allowed to get the two World Cups the time lean or under Messi. You know what, World Cup fever, if this live presentation lasted for 2 hours, we thought Qatar was the greatest World Cup, or maybe the greatest World Cup final, but maybe not the greatest World Cup. This World Cup will still be good even without Italia. I mean, I'm still bummed out Italia's not in the World Cup. It can still be a good World Cup without Italia. I mean, the USA and the Canada and the Mexico and the round of 16 and the Elite Eight. I mean, the quarterfinal. Excuse me. Are you talking about my Netherlands Argentina stream for 2022? Fuck the Netherlands. Fuck all you haters. You and your old Pendu fans. Fuck you. We are El Equipo de El Equipo de Dios. We are the team of God. The white and blue sky heavens. Messi the Messiah. You're the greatest golden generation ever. Diego Maradona has died, and we are here to continue the legacy. I don't remember being live for Portugal versus Morocco, but yeah, fuck Bendu, fuck Bendu and his little crybaby bitch fans. Messi's the better human. Messi shows better humility. Pendu is a joke. Pendu is a joke. If we're playing Portugal, it should be written. That stream will have thousands of views. I'm Italian. Messi is Italian. You suck. You should show more humility, Pendu. I don't give a damn about what anybody says. I'm not. I can mock it all day because Doesn't have to be this difficult. Lionel Messi goes 165. There's 165 days after July the 19th. I can read and interpret and comprehend Camacho. All the other people who don't bother to learn Camacho, that's on them. That is on them. Legendary free kick Lionel Messi at the World Cup final. How is the GOAT Messi video doing right here to win the Golden Boot? There's a chance that he resorts himself to playmaker role and he doesn't score the goals. But I just get the feeling that GOAT Messi has been destined that no matter what, even if he's trying to assist to the teammates, even if he's trying to assist to the teammates, that he finds a way to score in the back of the goal. This may as well be World War III if it's Argentina against Portugal. If Argentina winning, Nicolas Otamendi is a worthy substitution. We know how to get very good dirty fouls. Nicolas Otamendi is perfect for that. It all depends on the group result. There is a lot that can be interpreted and referenced from in Argentina, Portugal. Well, Dybala and Messi play the same position, and Dybala is a GOAT of Argentina. Dybala is one of the key penalty takers that won the World Cup. And as a Juventus fan, Dybala has a very special place in my heart for both the contributory role in Argentina lifting the cup in 2022. My GOAT Dybala delivered to give Argentina the 2-1 lead in the penalty shootout. But Nico Paz, he's a bigger difference maker. Dybala's almost always injured. He's near 30 years of age. But 4 years ago, bro, Dybala, man, Juventus winning the World Cup for Argentina, my bet. Dybala is the GOAT for that for me, bro. Dybala is the GOAT for me for that, bro. His goal against Barcelona, against Bayern Munich, Dybala, man. Unfortunately, he was a very skinny, good-looking guy, and he was always injured. But Dybala has a very special place in my heart, and you know, he never seems to age at all. He seems to keep these youthful looks of himself, and Dybala is just awesome. can never overlook an injury of Lamine Yamal. I hope he is playing in Copa America 2028. I hope he adds another trophy. I support Messi's decision either way. At some point, you have to hand the reins over to the next generation. I think the correct call is for Messi to win the World Cup, and he allows true successors to him for the future. I think that is the right call. That's just my opinion. You can't tell me if I'm right or wrong otherwise. Long live the goal. I wish I had Diego's Coke. I need Diego's Coke before this World Cup. But this is vino. This is vino. This is wine. Football is not complete. We must win all five competition. I play every.